Yeah, all right. So, uh, if you if you like that funky beat, that fresh funky, get down with your bad self and good self and other types of selves, that song was created by my kid, a guy that was like a brother to my son, and so naturally I forcefully adopted him, and so he's like my kid too. But yeah, that was music made by James, and I was like, "You got it? Like, can I use this for my new streaming intro music and stuff?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!" Which he says "hell yeah" a lot, and that's fine. It's a very positive way of just saying yes. Anyway, so here we are, and it's Friday night. I'm getting a little bit later start than intended, but my health is messing with me a bit today, and I didn't get very good sleep last night. And so I got some extra rest, woke up, and I was like, well, it's late, but we could do this anyway. And so we are. And so I am. And here I am. And here you are. And this is the internet, by the way. The internet is sort of like, yeah, it's like that. It's very much, the internet's very much like that. Anyway, we're gonna do some DayZ tonight because I'm at a point in the game where it's private server and it's absolutely vanilla, which for Deer Isle is completely awesome because it's Deer Isle is like having mods, just having the map. Um, but Mr. Bludgeon, yeah, I mean, why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Why just say yeah when you could say hell yeah? I mean, maybe not that enthusiastically, but still, you get the point. Um, so yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Deer Isle, the map, DayZ. Deer Isle as a map is a mod in itself. You don't really have to install much more than the map to have a bunch of cool shit. Now, something that I found with my server was, for whatever reason, um, the default map settings weren't allowing basically all of the normal DayZ vehicles that you find in the wild and fix up and use or don't, or crash into a guardrail because you drive way too fast when people aren't with you and nobody sees you driving that way. But you always crash your car. Not saying that's me, but you find these vehicles and you fix them, blah, blah, blah. They weren't spawning the regular DayZ vehicles. It was just something with how my server provider installs Deer Isle, I think, or it's something with the current build. Um, you literally have to go into the code, and I didn't mind doing this because I learned how to build servers, but going into the code itself and changing a 0 to a 1 somewhere, or in some cases a 3, and enabling those vehicles to spawn again. I tested it earlier today, and they are spawning, and I found a truck, but it needs a big ass wheel, and that's kind of where things are starting off tonight. I need to go out and find a big ass wheel, which I'll explain and show you here in a moment. Let me get some cool music started for the background. So even if you don't like DayZ, even if you don't like my face, and you don't like my voice, there's cool music in the background for you to listen to. Yeah. And you guys can tell me if it is too loud, not loud enough, obnoxious, stupid, whatever. Just tell me, whoa, volume adjustment, adjusting volume, stand by, stand by. Okay, you guys tell me if you can or can't hear it, whatever. All right, here we are in DayZ. Here's my character. Um, I found a commissar hat. That's fine. That's all that I need. There it is. Um, thank you, Bloodjug. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, here's some quad runners. The quad runners were the only vehicle spawning. That's kind of how I discovered. You see, I wandered around the giant ass map all over the place, not using any admin powers at all, trying to find other vehicles, and yeah, I didn't find any, so I investigated and found the problem, and I fixed it. And right up here on the hill is the truck that I found. You see, there's supposed to be a wheel right there. There's not a wheel right there. There's a wheel there. There and there. Wheel. Oh, there's no hood. It's okay. You know, hoods are optional. Oh, there's no driver's door. Yeah, take what you can get when you're in a zombie apocalypse. Anyway, and I have this tent set up so that I have some storage until I build something, you know. Oh, thank you. I was wondering about that because it seemed a little bit loud to me. There. Let's try that. Thank you for letting me know. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, so yeah, storage, and the truck has immense amount of storage, which is it's good to have, even though it's a pain in the ass to drive. Yeah, I turned it down just a smidge, but of course now the music has toned itself down, so it figures. Anyway, so I gotta try something real quick. I gotta see if I can fit one of those goddamn giant tires in the storage of this ATV. Because if not, holy shit, I'm gonna have to drive that truck around at super slow ass speeds. Alright. Let's take everything out of the whatever the fuck this thing considers a trunk. Alright, everything on the ground. On the ground. Just for a minute. Just for 1 moment. Alright, now let's see if one of those big ass tires will fit. That's the sound of my character having a hernia. No, the big ass tire does not fit. This is gonna suck. Okay, so what we need to do first is find the tire. We will find the tire. Try not to get killed by zomboids. And then come back, get the truck, and drive fucking all the way over. Goddamn, to get it. The cargo truck in DayZ is a blessing and a curse. It has massive amounts of storage, but the consequence is you have to drive an old World War II era VS3 truck, and it's a huge pain in the ass. Just the commissar on a quad runner against the zombie apocalypse. Whoa, whoa, oh! Did you see that? That was called the Deer Isle Drift. I trademarked that. No one else can use that. Oh shit, I clicked on the screen to do it. Here we go. Boop! Wow, I feel dumb. Ha ha ha! Yeah, I don't know why. There's a bit of latency in the Streamlabs software tonight, because I clicked on that and it didn't flop over right away. Okay, it is showing now. I'm a pro streamer, by the way. I could have checked the screen. Didn't check the screen. Anyway, yeah, so that whole explanation about the wheel probably didn't make a lot of sense, but here, let me go back for a second. Dun dun dun! That's my big-ass truck. And those big-ass wheels in the back, I don't have one big-ass wheel I need to make it run more than like 25 miles an hour. And it won't fit in the inventory of this quad runner, so I just have to go find one and then drag the truck out to it, and we'll try not to get killed on the way. Yeah, sorry about that. Every once in a while, I can be a space cadet, and clicking on things is not enough. I need to remember to check my screens and make sure that, shit actually happened. I should probably be checking these storages on the way, because vehicle parts are now spawning into the world, and I need to check the type of structures that they spawn in. Anyway, I hope everyone is having what is commonly known as a wonderful night, or maybe an enchanting night, or maybe just a night, or maybe just another fucking night. Whatever you're having, I hope that you're having a good time. Whether you're watching this now or in the VOD in the future. Can I get on my ATV, please? Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do the grand gesture. In the future, the link that you see at the top of the screen is the ongoing St. Jude Children's Hospital charity campaign that was made in memory of my son, who passed in 2016 to the long-term effects of cancer and cancer treatment. And as you can see, we have quite a bit of money that we've earned so far. I actually did a collab with a celebrity DayZ streamer a while back, and that's where a bulk of that came from. This year we're going to be doing some more collabs, and I'm going to be streaming with people and inviting people on the weekend that I do that charity. And but in the meantime, that link at the top, you can click on that and you can donate. It goes through Tiltify, which is Twitch's charity courier, as you will, and it goes right to St. Jude, and St. Jude is an amazing hospital. Children that are being taken care of at St. Jude, they and their parents don't see a medical bill, but it's about more than that. They also do a ton of research, which will hopefully someday prevent what happened to my son, or even prevent children from getting cancer in the first place. So it's a very worthy cause. That's my spiel about the banner at the top of my screen. Whoa, don't hit the pole. There is an ad break, which I think I'm going to pause because it just annoys me. Annoyses. I got stuck on a curb. We don't know how that happens in a ATV, but it did. Wait, what's that on the ground? Oh, it's a fishing pole. I already got one. Do I need to refill any of my water? Are these? Oh, I didn't refill these bottles. Shit, I need to refill those. Always carry extra water in the zombie apocalypse in case you run into thirsty zombies. Hey man, zombies get thirsty too. This big ass stag backpack, I found that at Paris Island military base. Almost got nuke bombed by a Tox missile. That would have sucked a lot, but that didn't happen. I happened to get the hell away from the area as the Tox missile landed. Okay, good. We're good. We're fantastically good. How are the boots doing? The boots are kind of damaged. Alright, throw the water back in. I just realized I also, because I've got a late start tonight, I just realized I did not make the announcement in Mrs. Jessie's Discord that I was even streaming. What is wrong with me? We're gonna roll with it. We rolling. Hello, all viewers that have come in but have not said hello yet. You don't have to say hello. It's fine if you don't. I like you being here anyway. You can lurk. You can perk. I'm not going to say jerk, 'cause that's could be totally misconstrued. But yeah, hi. Hello, everyone. Catch up on chat. It's cool that you're helping raise money for those in need. Also, I'm sorry if you lost. Don't be sorry, man. He was a better human than I'll ever be, and I like to talk about him. And he wouldn't want you to be sorry, but I appreciate the gesture. I really do. People often don't know what to say when I talk about my son having passed. And I don't want them to feel uncomfortable like that. The beginning and the end is an eventuality that happens to everyone in one way or another. And he would not want people to be sad or suffer for his passing. He was an amazing person who got to live a good life. He had cancer when he was 2, and there was only 50% chance that he was going to survive another 5 years, and he survived 20. So he was a titan, and he got to live a lot longer than most kids did with the kind of cancer that he had. But eventually, he was time-stamped by what he had undergone, and that's what eventually took him. But he was amazing, completely. Yeah, very impressive. That humbles me constantly, because I, unfortunately, part of the reason that he even had cancer is that we have it very thick in my family, and just bad health and bad genetics in general. And so I've made it longer. Almost everyone in my family's dead. I've made it longer than everyone else, save for my niece, who's of course younger, and that's and a nephew, and that's about it. That's the only surviving family members that I have, like direct family, you know. But I'm doing all right, all things considered. I have my things. Even though I snoozed the ad is about to start. If anyone has to watch the ad, I am sorry. It's part of the whole... I said I wasn't going to say sorry for it anymore. It's part of the whole monetization once you get affiliate, so it's just part of things. Hang in there if you have to watch the dumb ads. Whoa! What was that? Who's that? What? Oh, you subscribed, dude. Thank you. Thanks, man. I hope you didn't catch the ad anyway. You really didn't have to subscribe.
just subscribed.
Thank you, Bloodshot. You didn't have to, man. I really do appreciate it. Obviously, you can see by the fact that I only stream like once or twice a week, I'm not trying to be a career streamer. I just would rather support people like Miss Jessie and now Mrs. Rye. I have a handful of streamers that I like to help and support, and I honestly, I think people take for granted. Oh, thank you, Bloodshot. Thank you. What was I saying? I got distracted by boarding an ATV. That tells you where my mind's at. I think a lot of people take for granted the kind of energy it takes to be a career streamer. I've been around since streaming has begun and supported people from the very ground all the way to celebrity status, and I've gotten to see what works and what doesn't work, but I've also gotten to see how much it actually takes, and it's not as easy as people might think. It isn't just sitting and playing video games for free money. That's not accurate description at all. It actually can take a lot of your time, and I don't have the health to be a full-time streamer. They do, but I'd rather support people that do, and then they in turn end up supporting really good causes and stuff. So yeah, that's another spiel. I have lots of spiels. I'm extremely fucking wordy. Regularly referred to as a wordy bitch. Yeah, man, it's true. It takes a lot more than people understand. I should check these buildings because these sometimes have things in them that I need. A bandana. I don't need that. Yeah, I was very late in the game learning all of the streaming software and all the background stuff and how to correct your VODs and edit your VODs and make thumbnails and blah blah blah. And you know, it's enough for me to make a little chunk of change to help with stuff like groceries, just a little bit every month, you know. And I'm fine with that. That's cool. I don't live on much, so that's helpful. Hey, look at this! It's an ambulance! That means there's going to be a bunch of medical shit dropped around it. Yeah. What? That was Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is not, how do you say, socially approachable, so I chose to just, you know, use a very diplomatic combat knife type diffusal method. I should, well, all the doors are open, I can see in there. There's nothing that I'm really wanting to grab, so let's, where should I go? Where should I go? Hi! Where should I go to look for... Where should I go to look for, truck tires? I know a couple of spots where the big trucks tend to mate and wander through the landscape. The cargo trucks, they gravitate towards these places, and sometimes they get together and they mate, and sometimes they're born with difficulties, like they don't have all their tires. I'm kidding. That shit doesn't happen in DayZ. That's complete bullshit. I was trying to be funny. But anyway, I know a couple of places where the cargo trucks actually, you know, actually show up. So let's go. Cargo trucks. Sometimes cargo trucks spawn right in here. Sometimes a cargo truck will spawn right up here in this little alley. I suppose I better check these these little industrial type storages. There's some metal plating in there. I'm not ready to build shit yet. I'm not feeling pressed to do it. I think I'm gonna see if my friends still need me in Overwatch, but I'll be back probably. Alright, man. Thank you for dropping in, Bludgeon. It's good to see you. We'll see you around the bend, one way or another, you know. And if you come back later, we'll see you then too. Stating the obvious, isn't it nice? Alright, let's find... I didn't realize I was still packing that scorpion around on the backpack. These stag backpacks, they hold really cool shit. And more shit than usual. There's some storages I should probably check. Ooh, and there's a warehouse I should check. Dun 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 dun. Shit. I better jump out because one thing I'm looking for is a welding torch. I need to have welding torch in order to fix metal items. Should I check? I should. I'm gonna check up here. Bark. Such a hernia-inducing sound. Alright, let's go check this gas station. Oh, it's short shorts? Denim shorts. Alright, I'm gonna go over and check this little spot. We're gonna check this because these kind of places spawn vehicle parts on the regular. What we got in here? We got anything? But I also might find that torch that I'm looking for. There's a hacksaw. I don't need one yet. I think I might have one back at my little hacienda. Jump. Oh, very good. Here's a radiator. I kind of feel like I should grab that. I have a bunch of duct tape, and I just noticed my jacket's looking pretty goddamn shot up. Torn up. Damn it, I wish I had the room for it. I would probably pick that radiator up, because those get trashed too. One of the nice things about the cargo trucks, if you find the cargo trucks in DayZ, for those of you that may try the game or already play the game and may not even know, the cargo trucks take less components than the other vehicles. You basically only have to have a truck battery and gasoline, and that's it, and they just go. It makes it nice because there's less things to be damaged, and they are pretty stout. The caveat is they are an absolute bitch to drive because they made the transmission the way that it is, and by God, it can drive you out of your mind driving them sometimes. So this is one of those music tracks that's royalty-free music. I use those instead of messing around with having to take music tracks on a separate channel out of the mix. I just the battle with it, I was just like, nah, let's just use royalty-free music. So this is one of those lists that I am trying of royalty-free music for the masses. Zombie in a red suit standing out in the middle of the field. It's fine. Okay, let's look for... There's a hood for a sedan over there. Ain't seeing none so far, but this is a huge industrial area, and maybe we just go look anyway. Maybe we loot through here and just look. Look for giant ass tires. Oh, here, there he is. There's Jumpsuit Man. And that's him flattened and pushed into the ground. That's some excellent physics when that happens. Clearly, he's at the peak of fitness. All right. Let's keep our eyes open, our peepers peeled, and our optical units on full observation status. Okay? Any of these open? That one opens. Hello? Do you have giant, fucking double wide tire for me? Hey, look, guys, it's a Siberian mattress. Okay. Fuck, can I get all the way on the roof from there? Let's try it. A pea coat? I don't know if I want to coat with that kind of stuff. Oh. So hopefully, I'll start to feel better as the night rolls on. I'm always not the best when I first wake up. Is that a gas mask? Is a respirator, but it doesn't have the filter on it, so I think I'll leave it. Oh shit, I know where there's probably wheel parts, but it's kind of dangerous. We're probably going to go there. I'm probably going to go back to Paris. Probably get hit by a tox missile. Hey, look! A pile of wood! When you start building stuff in the game, you want to look for these lumber piles. It saves you a ton of time. If you pull up to one of these with a cargo truck, the cargo truck has a very specific part of its inventory where you can take a saw, put a saw in your hand, approach this lumber pile, and just start sawing. Make sure you have a sharpening stone because the saw wears out quickly. Either a fuckload of saws or a sharpening stone, or 2 or 12. Anyway, so you keep sawing away and fixing your saw or another one, whatever. You get a bunch of planks, which you would normally have to make by cutting down trees and going through a whole process. This allows you to take it directly down to planks, and when you put them in the cargo truck has a specific slot in it that stays out of the main inventory and just holds a bunch of boards. So loading the truck with the boards doesn't really count towards main inventory. Then, once you fill that slot, you can actually put boards in the main inventory, so cargo truck can hold a lot. And that will make it so that your building of things is a lot easier. Okay? Alright, good talk. My character is thirsting to death. We got water. Yeah, I think, see, look at this guy. He's really good. I bet he can hold that pose for, like, days. Let me put this in a quick slot so I don't have to keep fucking around with opening my inventory. Let's keep looking around here for a little bit because I want to make sure there isn't a tire here. If there's a tire here, it will make my life much easier when I have to drive the truck on not enough tires very slowly over here, driving myself insane just to pick up a fucking wheel. So as the stream goes on, I may talk a little less, maybe I won't. I'm not famous for talking less. But I'll just let people enjoy the smooth music of the zombie apocalypse and the sounds of my adventure. That's right, you've tuned in to KOMM 7.7, a place where you can chill out in the zombie apocalypse and feel alright, man. taking the sort of back, sort of not really the back way to getting to Paris Island. Let me check something on my screens real quick. Looks like it's turning to nighttime, maybe. It's gonna get spooky. Can I get on my fucking ATV, please? My gosh. Excuse me while I clear my throat loudly. That, sorry.
Cause they only blinding. Go away and go from the bad. Follow my advice, cause they're gonna be biting you. They're gonna kill if you let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. Mommy, go now. I really wanna brutalize, let him agonize, cause it's gonna be biting you. They're gonna kill if you let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. Mommy, go now. I really wanna brutalize, let him agonize, cause it's gonna be biting you.
Oh, burning my...
I see the violence in your eyes, it's a silent fighting. I see the lies in their mind, and you can't decide cause they only blinding. Go away and go from their eyes, follow my advice, cause they're gonna be biting you. They're gonna kill if you let let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. And mommy, go now. I really wanna brutalize, let him agonize, 'cause he's gonna be biting. They're gonna kill if you let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you
Everybody get down. I heard the majestic elk. I heard it. I just noticed that my character is look at this. Look at the facial hair. It's out of control. So we're gonna shave ourselves with a scythe. It's no problem. Let's see how it turned out. See, look at that. Perfect. No shaving cream. Raw to the bone. No, don't push at it. God, they need to fix these. Okay, please, can I get on my, I just want to get on, thank you. What's really funny is when you're in the game and there's a wild animal that's running from something and then you see like 10 zombies behind it. And again, welcome in all viewers, whether you're watching that or in the future. Appreciate you dropping on my stream, even if you're lurky, even if you're quirky, even if you're perky. I almost said the jerky one again. I don't want to. That's not something. We shouldn't say that. Okay, so these buildings over here often have car parts. Let's see what they got in stock today. Oh, good, bricks. I think I found that one before. We need less quad runners and more of other vehicles, okay? You do your thing, server. You just, one restart after another. You just take your time. You do it at your pace. Ain't gonna force you. A couple of big-ass buildings here that we should probably check out. These buildings, this type of building, for those that ever want to do any building in DayZ, this building in particular can make a really cool base. And here's another one of the locals that isn't happy that I've come to visit. You don't like me? And I don't like your hat, so just die. Okay? But yeah, they can be pretty heavily fortified, and there's an excellent spot way up on top of the. Whoa! I need that. Thank you. I needed that axe. I'm glad I came in. There's a spot right up here where you can. Dun, da, da, get up on the roof and defend your base pretty well. Welcome in, viewers who have entered recently. I'm glad you're here. Please enjoy the chill, ambient, dark synth beats while I wander around the zombie apocalypse trying to find a big-ass tire. It's gonna get dark soon, and it's gonna get interesting. DayZ in the dark is a different animal. I was saying earlier about how DayZ, just vanilla DayZ server, can feel like you have mods. For instance, these quad runners, these are base map Uriel provided quad runner vehicle, and they're very convenient. They're a great way to get around. They don't hold a ton, but especially if you're a PvP person, you're not necessarily worried about that. It can be a great way to get somewhere quickly and then just, you know, set the vehicle aside, continue on foot, whatever. Alright, so before it gets very much darker, I should probably get into the thick of this military base. Excuse me. I've always been curious about trying to... You'd have to mess with the server settings, but this would be a really cool place to build a base also. You could use this ATC tower as a primary, and then there's the lake here as a water source. But many servers by default do not allow the building of bases on or near military areas. Well, this guy just decided to get up just for me. Your lucky day. Your lucky day. Alright, let's start looking for static wrecks of cargo trucks, because even if it's a static wreck and it can't be repaired and used as the vehicle that it is, sometimes the static wrecks have parts for the cars. And I like to talk about this stuff because a lot of you know, the primary audience and player group for DayZ is people that PvP. So a lot of this other secondary stuff, they don't really learn about what you can do with the vehicles, where to find the parts, what to do with them, how not to drive yourself mad driving maddeningly slow vehicles that carry a ton of shit. Oh god, this is one of the ones that's really hard to kill. Shit, yeah, he is a... I think he's one of the stag zombies, because you can tell because of the darker uniform. So... we're gonna pick our battles. Those guys are insanely hard to kill, and I don't have enough ammunition. And like, I'll show you, you can run over these guys. The normal Zeds will die from being run over. The guy in the black uniform there, that's a stag zombie. And you can run him over and run him over and run him over, and it takes forever to kill him. Now normally I would just find a good position and start fighting, but I used up all my ammunition earlier. I do not have the ammunition to fight off stag zombies. You can see I could just run him over and run him over. And eventually he will fall over, but if you don't have the right weapon and the right ammo to deal with those guys, they will kill your ass. I don't think I... There we go. He finally fucking died. That's how long it takes to kill one stag zombie with the vehicle. Stag gloves? Why, thank you very much. Yes, I will. Thank you. Thank you. What else you got? A little bit of ammo? Okay. They do have good loot sometimes. Guy's got a vest. Guy's got a backpack. Alright, what was I doing? I was going to check this. Now the stag zombies, the ones that I'm talking about in the black uniforms there, those are a Deer Isle map feature, or any, I think any map that John McClane makes. Amazing community map creator. There's an ad break starting in 54 seconds. This is a good time to get up and stretch whatever it is you need to stretch. Don't stretch it too far, because then you might get a weird lump, and if you get a weird lump after stretching, consult medical advice on what to do. Don't play with it, don't pinch it, don't point it out to your friends, don't take pictures of it and put it on the internet. Just go see a doctor, okay? I just realized that's a cool way to bypass the difficulty getting on these quad runners. Just have something in your hand. If you have something in your hand, it doesn't bring up the push option. So you end up... The problem is that... shit, there's a barrel. I definitely need to accumulate some of those, so I'm going to move it out of here. Set it out in the open where I can come back and grab it later. Let me put something in it so it won't despawn. Some garbage. Don't I have any garbage? Put garbage in. This machete is almost destroyed, so yeah, let's put that in there. Close it up. By the way, if you do this with a barrel and you put it out in the roadside so you can come back and get it later, make sure you close it, because they will fill with water. And the only way to get that water out is to get it out with containers, or no, don't push it. I just said I found a cool way to deal with this, didn't I? Put that in your hand. Very good. They will fill with water, and the only way to get the water out is to use containers, like I said, or punch holes in it and turn it into a fire barrel. And for quite a while now, since they fixed it, you can use a blowtorch to repair a damaged barrel. If you use a barrel as a fire barrel for long enough, it slowly degrades over time, and you can use a welding torch with an attached propane canister to repair it. I have to be careful because I'm in one of the parts right now that will sometimes get hit with a tox missile. On the Deer Isle maps, that's a missile that lands and covers an entire area with the pox infection gas. It's a toxic chemical. We don't know why some asshole is sitting there sending missiles that are doing that, but he is, and so you have to be careful. He or she could be a lady sitting there firing these missiles off. We don't know. Anything in between. Could even be a computer person. I really should loot through some of these buildings and try to get some ammunition because I used up a lot of my areas. Maybe we do that. But first, let's look at static wrecks. Let's see, any that match the truck that I have. I should probably look through there. And there. I'm not seeing any static wrecks of trucks like mine, unfortunately. It's actually the same truck as this, but I rarely see any usable parts off of those. That hood is loose. Maybe I could steal that hood. Come on. And of course, he fucking bleeds me on the first hit. You bastard. Do you have anything? No. No, that hood doesn't come off, unfortunately. Let's do that. Some static wrecks have it, some don't. It's just the way of things, okay? A megaphone in case you want to draw a lot of attention to yourself. I do need ammo. I should keep looking. Keep looking. Sometimes if you aim high enough with a combat knife, you can kill those guys before they can get a smacking off on you. Is this a better hat than what I have? It's pristine. Mine is worn. Why not have a pristine hat? That's a totally valid question. I'm hearing another grumbling. Yeah, that was right. When the zombies first attack you, you want to backpedal a little bit because it enables a defensive block. If you just do that, it doesn't do anything. That's holding down the right mouse key. Step backwards and it will put up a defensive. Little things you could do. Protect yourself with a zombie apocalypse. Survival tactics. get our wheels. Who's growling at me? Oh, hi. Whoa, hey, alright! A box of ammunition? Grumbling. Sure. I closed the door behind me. He'll have to knock if he wants to come in. And I've said no. I won't let him in. I won't do it. What the hell? An AK with a fucking PSO... Is that a PSO-1? Is it PSO-1 on that? It's pretty beat up. That's a P187 scope. It's, I mean, that's a, yeah, I kinda, it's an AK-74. I kind of want to keep it, but I don't. It's, you know, I shouldn't. I'm being a hoarder, and I don't want to be that. But I'm going to keep that magazine. And I'm going to keep those bullets right there. And I'm going to put this back on the floor. Actually, no, let me throw it somewhere so that it will despawn. Anything in here? Anything? Anything? No? Okay. Yeah, let me throw it out somewhere so that it'll despawn faster and get replaced by another gun in the loot table. Throw. Hey! Ah! To throw something that's in your hands, just, you know, whatever you want to throw, put it in your hands. Tap G as in George. And then you can hold down the left click button and launch that motherfucker as far as you want to, or as far as you can. It's getting dark, and this place gets very scary in the dark, so I'm going to hurry up and search through some more buildings. I have the server set so that nighttime is about 45 minutes. Take that gun cleaning kit, thank you. A balaclava. So nighttime's 45 minutes, and then daytime is extended and goes a couple of, I think it goes like 2 hours, I think is where it got set. People generally prefer a shorter nighttime, longer daytime. There's a bunch of truck wrecks there. I need to go see if there's some one compatible with mine. Do I even have a glow stick? I think I got rid of my glow stick. I might be screwed for the nighttime. Ammo box. Patrol jacket. Pouches, but they're green. Are they green? They're green. I don't need a green pouch, okay? Buttstock? Do I have a glow stick? Please tell me I have a glow stick. I do not have a glow stick. Dark time is going to suck. It's going to be awful. Or fun. We'll call it fun. I'm not going to be able to see a damn thing. One thing I do want to do is change the ambient lighting in my physical real-life room. So at least that will help me to see a little bit better. A little better. Oh shit, hi. Hi, whoa! Bleeds me on the first hit, you son of a bastard. Breathalyzer. Basket Weaver! That was really desperation and something to say. Okay. No longer bleeding. Probably fucked up my clothes, though. Alright, so. I have an idea. I have an idea. Where's my, It's getting dark and I'm losing my vehicle. Up! Okay, so. One thing I did do when I was out here in good old Paris Island, I brought some lights. First we'll run on. Well, I'm just cutting myself off. I'm interrupting myself. Why do I do this? Anyway, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to look in these trucks and see if there's one that's got a wheel for me. And then when I was out here in Paris before, I put a tent down by the railroad tracks so that I could have a nice place to sit by a campfire and, you know, chill the fuck out. And I think I'll do that because I kind of want to take a real quick break. I want to have a break wherein I can express my love of Coffee 30. Anybody that spends any time watching me knows that I love my Coffee 30. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but when I do, I just really enjoy it. It's one of those little things in life that's, you know, these days I gotta chase it with a lot of water. It's fine. Uh-oh. I'm hearing shitheads. Here they are. See, nighttime gets scary as hell. But what I want to do is come over here where I have this tent placed, which I might steal that tent and take it back home at some point. And this guy's going to continue to chase me probably, or did he give up? Anyway, there's some nighttime tactics that you can do. We'll leave the lights on. You don't want to leave them on for a long time because you'll drain your battery. But anyway, let's cut down this. No, that's the wrong. Don't do that. That's the wrong. There. So your bigger trees like that, like this one, when you use an axe to chop them down, they create a log. Okay, bigger trees will create a log. And if you have a saw, you can turn the logs into planks, which you use for construction. But the only thing we're interested in at the moment is there should be, oftentimes there's also little remainders of firewood. Fire. I'm going to have to walk through the street. And we're going to place the wood on the ground right here at the entrance to the you know, it's a tent that I have down here. Now, you can also take these logs. You're very slow when you carry them, but you can carry the logs to where you want. And also, the logs, there's a slot in a cargo truck inventory that will specifically just take logs, and it also stays out of the main truck inventory. So you can get a lot of logs, a lot of planks, if you have one of those cargo trucks. Anyway, what I'm going to show you is you can drop the log on the ground, you can take your axe out again, and you can chop it. I know the message is incorrect at the moment, but you can chop it into firewood, basically. And that's what I'm doing. Now, I don't, the fireplaces that you make in the game do not stay indefinitely. They will go away eventually if you walk out of the area and leave them. So what we're going to do is, let me grab this single bit of firewood. you have to make another fireplace, and I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? And let's just drop it on the ground. You can use an axe to chop firewood down even further into sticks. And sticks are needed to craft a fireplace. There. So now you'll see short sticks, okay? Do I have any bark in my inventory still? No, I did not keep bark in my inventory. How do you get bark? You're going to need bark. Bark is necessary for making of fireplace. You need something sharp, like a knife. I like to keep my knife for combat, so we're going to use this scythe that we picked up. Walk up to almost any tree, and some smaller trees will allow you to use a knife to turn the small tree into firewood. Okay, but anything larger than that, you can get bark from the tree by just having a sharp object in your hand and doing this. Each cycle gives you one piece of bark, and you're going to need a couple, so shave away. All right. Swap. We have bark in our hands. We're going to go over here where the sticks are. In here somewhere. Yep. And drag it over to the combine area. And you can make certain things if you have the resources. And when you combine things like that, one of the options is going to be fireplace. So you make a fireplace. And there's a fireplace. Put it in my hand. Sometimes when you swap stuff from your hand to blah, 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 it will drop what you had in your hand on the ground. And you don't want that. You lose stuff. Alright, so you could deploy the fireplace and then pick up firewood, and it will give you an automatic click option to attach the firewood to the fireplace. And when the fireplaces are constructed, they already have some kindling in them, but you can use all kinds of different things for kindling to make a fireplace. I have matches, so I'm going to light this one with matches, but if you don't have matches, you can actually take some bark and a couple of sticks, and it's in the menu options. You can create I haven't made it for so long. What do they call it? Basically, you can create a little kit that allows you to start a fire. It is used up when you do that, so you might want to make a couple to carry around. Alright, now that we have created a light source, let's go turn off the headlights on the quad runner so we don't drain the battery. Fires, of course, warm your character up. So if you're playing on a map where it's cold, and a lot of them do have times where things get cold, cold does affect the health of your character. But you can also cook food. If you eat food raw, sometimes you can get very sick, depending on what the food is. So you can make a sharp stick by just taking a long stick that you cut down from weeds, sharpen it, put food on it, and then cook the food over fire. There's things in the game where you can get a little tripod that will hold a cooking pot. If you're building a fire in a house that is a fireplace, you can cook meat directly on those fires, or you can get a frying pan and cook them even more efficiently. But what I'm going to do is I need to take a break and go make a slug O coffee. So While you're on the break screen, I'm gonna park my character right here. I almost got too hot. Yeah, if your character's already warm, the fire will make you hotter, and then you'll dehydrate. Before I go and take a break real fast, I'm going to eat some Fwinkies, the ultimate in nutritional food. In the game, Fwinkies, which is of course protecting them from the trademark of Twinkies, Fwinkies are, like one of the ultimate foods, man. Look what it did for my health stats. Eat a couple of Fwinkies, and by God, you're going to be fine. Mr. Elof, hello! Yeah, you came in just as I was about to go grab a coffee. Sorry about that. But, I'm going to leave my character parked right here. And, I'm going to go refill my water, which I'm about to drink the last of. Yeah, in DayZ, doing that DayZ thing. And while I haven't had very many people be very talkative in chat, I'm filling it with explaining some of the basic mechanics of. There's a lot of things that DayZ players don't learn until pretty late because of most people are doing pretty heavy PvP. But when you start enjoying the other side of the game, more PVE stuff and survival stuff, things like where to get parts for a car, how to fix a car. A lot of little things get missed or not learned until later, or they have to look it up in a YouTube video. So I've just been spouting a bunch of instructional stuff. DayZ is obviously not going anywhere, and it's just getting bigger, so worth talking about. Anyway, I'm going to have a break real quick, and I'm going to leave you with the most excellent ambient dark synthwave music that I've chosen for the evening, whilst my character looks out this shoddy little window in this tent. And, yes. Okay, I'll be right back. That's my return sound. I practiced that, and I hope you liked it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm back. Um, Elof, if you are still directly observing chat and listening, what is being built in the Lego channel tomorrow? Or I guess that would be today at this point. Well, for me anyway. It's past midnight for me. Hey, look! Looky, nighttime is past and we can see shit again. Hooray! Oh, if there's any wood left over, I guess I should throw it in the tent. Just throw it in the tent. Okay, put that, but just do this, but there, okay, there. Put the stick in there. Or just throw the stick on the fire. Burn it up. Burn! And you know what? Just so I don't have to chop a tree later, we'll throw a log. A log! Throw the log in here. Got a couple of little fun items held in here in case I need them. Is there anything else I can throw in there? Just in case. Let's throw some food in here just in case we need it for later. This is a convenient place to have stuff. And I am so sorry. I misread your statement, Elof. I thought you were asking if I was in Zombieland. Yes, I am. I've seen Zombieland. Yes, I have. Both of them. Very fun. Very amusing. I like the movies. This horrible, silly feeling I'm not going to find the tire I'm looking for out here. There's still kind of a maybe feeling, but probably not. Those trucks don't match. Or at least one sort of matched, but didn't have any stuff. Little wrecking yard. Let's have a little look-see. No? Really? Not even here? Really? Okay. Huh? I may have to adjust allowable max total number of vehicles on the server. Maybe. These two buildings over here are sometimes good for vehicular loot. Or maybe not. Maybe this time it'll just be just weird dumb shit that we don't need. Well, I mean, there's a radiator. That's a cool vehicle part. Needed for most vehicles. Actually, I want to go down this way because I forgot I am also on a hunt for ammunition. And now it's raining like hell. Gonna get soaked, maybe pneumonia. It's fine. It's a don't bother me. Okay. Start at this end. Hopefully not run into any stag zombies. Dramatic music. A book, The Arctic. That's a bottle of multivitamins. Oh, son of a bitch! Ay. Hey. No ambushing. I did very poorly in that combat, and I deserve that bleed. Give me this bullet, you jerk. Wait, did I get that? No, I didn't. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That was very, very, very dramatic for one poorly fought zombie fight. That was... it's a waste of intensity. There's an ad break in 19 seconds. For those that have to endure it. A stag cap. Oh, tempted to complete the outfit. Got almost all the stags in. Yes, give me. Gun cleaning kits. Essential. That's how you fix your guns when they wear out, break, blah, blah, blah. Especially when you get shot in the gun. Oh, he doesn't see me. Now he sees me. Damn it. The timing was up on the block. I deserve all those hits because I'm being shit in combat. Don't I already have some of these somewhere? Am I piling up this bullet? I am. Oh, okay, different type. Are any of my clothes getting fucked up? Yeah, my pants are super fucked up. Duct tape to the rescue. To fix your clothing in DayZ. Sewing kits or duct tape, which is universal. It holds the universe together, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, some vehicle, some clothing. Wow, calm. Some clothing is heavier. More leather-based, so like boots that are made of leather and things like that. They would require a leather kit, leather repair kit. Use those to repair those types of clothes, but also things like my bullet-resistant vest here. Those actually require epoxy putty, which I think I'm carrying a stick. Yeah, epoxy putty right there. They require things like that to fix. So once you get really kitted in DayZ, those are the kinds of things you have to carry around if you want to fix your stuff as it's getting torn up. a lot of people will, especially PvP, they'll run around and their stuff is getting trashed and they don't realize it because it doesn't, unless you look at it and check its condition, or happen to notice that it's going to shreds on your model, you may not even notice that your gear is shot. Once it gets to the point of being a red dot or destroyed, you can't fix it at that point. At least some servers have it modded so that you can, but in most servers, when the condition goes red, it's done and you can't fix it. Now, it will stay on you. It will stay on your character, and you can still put stuff in the inventory, but if you take it off, it will not go back on. But more than that, destroyed gear offers no protection of any kind. So all your stuff that you use to keep warm, you won't stay warm anymore if it's in destroyed status or the red dot. Oh yeah! That's the sound that that coffee will sometimes make me make. A holster. Okay, so your modular vests. See this plate carrier bit here? When you find these plate carriers in the game, and again, my server doesn't have any mods installed. It just has Deer Isle. So everything you're seeing is stuff that you pick up naturally in Deer Isle. These plate carriers are a molly system, so they're modular. And you can see I have pouches here, which gives you some more inventory. And since, I don't know when the patch was, but stuff that you keep in the plate carrier vest inventory is safe from getting wet. And I tested this by putting my matches in the inventory of the plate carrier. But anyway, we just found a holster, and what's neat about a holster is you throw it on the plate and you see it's now right there. It's damaged. I should really fix it. Yeah. Let me put that in my hand. Let's fix the holster just so it doesn't go bad on us later. And again, some components of a vest, like the holster, the pouches, blah, 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 those can be fixed with a leather repair kit. But the vest itself has to be usually fixed with an epoxy stick. I don't think you can currently fix it with a leather repair kit. I could be wrong there. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so the neat thing about a holster is sometimes you're carrying around a pistol in your inventory. I don't know if this little Derringer will fit in this holster or not, but yeah, it will. So it lets you put the pistol as being carried by the holster instead of being in your inventory, so it frees up more inventory. That's the point of it all, isn't it? Yes. Oh, little gothic chant. Maybe. What is this? Matches? I don't need any more. Did I already go to this one down here? I did, didn't I? Talking away, I forget where I've been. Yeah, I've been in here. So, there's another area. Let's just grab the quad runner and go over there. These Humvee wrecks, if you do find a Humvee in the game, or if you're on a server that uses Humvees, this is a static wreck, so of course it can't be repaired or anything, but they sometimes have doors or wheels to some of the wrecks of the Humvees. And the Humvee being a more rare vehicle in most servers, it's good information to know. Personally, I think they're one of the worst vehicles in DayZ, and I hate driving them. I would literally rather drive a cargo truck than a Humvee in this game. And a cargo truck is not a joy to drive. They need to fix the Humvee, the base game Humvee. It's fucking horrid. I've probably gone on about that too many times in the past. So now we're going to loop through this section of barracks. I still would like to get a little bit more ammunition. I think in my primary here, it's one of my favorite guns in the game, the AK-74U, which they call the KAS. In the games that created, because DayZ was created from a mod from Arma, and way back in those days they spawned all these different zombie games off of that Arma mod, and back then this gun, the AK-74U, was one of the more common guns, and I just used it so much because it was one of the best guns that you had back then, that I got really good with it, and so it remains one of my favorite guns, and people make fun of me for that because, you know, there is technically better guns in the game. The AK-74U can't take any optics whatsoever, so it's just iron sights, but I'll just always love the gun. Call me sentimental if you want, but, you know. Okay, come on. Let's just get ready. Come on. He's still got a hit in. What a fucker. Pristine patrol pants. Fingerless gloves? Why? What? Sniper special. And I'll shut up for a while and let you enjoy the soothing apocalyptic beats. Don't know. I'm just gonna pick up that vest, but I don't think I want to. I don't know. You'll find quite a few of those press vests in the game. They come with storage, which makes them better than the basic vests that don't have the pockets on them. But I don't know. I've got this ballistic vest, and I don't really want to have. I think I've got a backup back at my base anyway, so I'll just leave it. It's something that I like to pick up and have an extra of in case my armor gets trashed. Boots. Here's another one of the vests I'm talking about. See, it comes with grenade slots and storage. I usually pick one up and I think I already have a backup, like I said. Leave it. Leave it, just leave it. Don't pick everything up. A flashbang grenade. Okay. Alright. Boop. It's raining. My character's getting wet. Let's bring the ATV up, and then I want to go through that bigger building right there. What? so confused. I have not seen this before. I think he's dancing to the music. I don't... Oh, now he wants to fight. Okay. These fuckers have been bleeding me every... I was gonna develop a support group for DayZ. And it's gonna be called FHIB. The FHIB support group. First hit's a bleed. Because sometimes I swear fuck, it's like every time, like the first hit is a bleed. Like the whole session. And if you've been playing for long enough, you're like, okay, what, why? This is a good gun. And the reason I say it's a good gun, the SK has an internal magazine, so you don't have to worry about getting magazines for it. And it doesn't hold a lot of rounds, but it holds enough, and it punches really hard. So it is a very good. It is generally a very good gun to use in DayZ. I'm going to fix this and actually bring it with. Because guns and their magazines wear out, but in these guns that have internal magazines, do I have... I think I have ammunition for this. Yes, I do. Didn't have a lot, but I had some. Yeah, I'm going to keep this gun because it's generally... Oh! Magazine has ammo in it. And a word about magazines since we're on topic. Okay? Magazines, if you pick up a magazine and the magazine is damaged, all of the ammunition inside that magazine is also going to be damaged. If you repair the magazine, it also repairs the ammunition inside it. Don't know why it works that way. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but that's how it is. And basically, if you use a damaged magazine with damaged ammunition in it, it is more prone to jam. Your guns can jam in DayZ. There's a couple more places that I'm gonna check, and then I think we're gonna leave the base and try to find maybe another cargo truck out in the wild. I think. There's a parking lot over here with a bunch of wrecks in it. Maybe we'll be lucky. I should go over here and check for... No, I won't go over there and check for things. I've got enough bandages right now. Again, we were here in another video, but those types of tents have a lot of medical shit in them, and those types of bunker buildings over there have a bunch of gun stuff in them. there's a big-ass parking lot. Maybe we'll get lucky. Not looking like it, but maybe. Whoa. Again, at this point, I'm just looking for certain wrecks. And potentially vehicle spawns. I would like to find somewhere on the map that has these platforms like this, because dude, would this not be a fucking awesome place to make a base? You could incorporate all that stuff. Or if you're playing on a modified server where they allow you to build bases in military areas, what a cool place for a base. I mean, you've got altitude, you got a great view, you've got solid shit that can't be destroyed. Be a totally great place for a base. I think we're going to take the back way out of this base and go through a couple of places where I know vehicles spawn. I just fixed the settings to make vehicles spawn correctly. So, it'd be nice to see if they are... Well, I already know that they're starting to pop up in the places they should be, but often if you change the settings on your server that pertains to the number of vehicles that are allowed to spawn, etc., it takes a while for those spawns to sort of bleed in. In other words, either the current items on the map have to time out and disappear, or things have to be destroyed. Sometimes when I've been testing loot repopulation and stuff on servers, I will actually run around and just destroy vehicles by shooting through their engine blocks to get stuff to respawn. I wonder if I can drive through here without ruining my vehicle. I guess I can. Water's tricky in the game. If it gets to a certain depth, the vehicle will stop and it will start to destroy the vehicle. You have to push it out real fast. Before that happens, there's a place over here where I can get down off the hill. Sort of a little deer path type thing. I'm going to exit out what I call the backside of Paris Island Base. I'm going to find the railroad track, which should be right over here. I am normally horrible with directions on maps in bigger map video games like this one. I don't know why after all these years, since I've been around since video games have existed, I don't know why I have such poor direction sense. On this map I'm usually playing it modded, where you have a map and you can place markers and stuff, but I'm just not doing mods this time around. Not yet anyway. And I used to get very lost, but I've literally been on Deer Isle so much that I've learned my way. I get a little lost sometimes. Not too long. I guess we should stop and throw some fuel in this thing too. I've noticed, oh my gosh, it's a deer. Do I even have room? Do I even have room for deer meat? Yeah, I startled it. I don't think I... Oh, I do have room for meat. Shit. Let's see if we can track this fucker down. I'll slow down once I get caught up to him a little bit. We're hunting. Time for hot venison, which is the name of the server. Did you see that? The name of the server is Commissar's Hot Venison, Check It and See, Deer Oil Server. A little play on the word deer. But my kid James, he would always say check it and see in video games. And it's hilarious. And eventually we all started saying it so much that check it and see just became part of it. So it's deer meat, hot venison, check it and see. Where the fuck did this deer go? Now when I fire a shot at this deer, it's going to attract all those Zeds, and that's fine. Deer meat is just such a good food in the game. Where did this deer go? Where the fuck did he go? Did he really run that far? And then we've got high foliage over here, so I may not see him anyway. Shit. Messed it up. And I have an unscoped weapon. Where did he go? Damn it. Alright. It's okay. Maybe we'll run into another one. Or maybe we'll run into a boar. A piggy. Get biking. Yeah, maybe we'll find a deer elsewhere. On the way. The last time I made a DayZ server with a bunch of mods like DayZ expansion mod where you have vendors and stuff, I did something that I always wanted to do, and it ended up being really fun, which was make it so the vendors actually pay a decent amount for like deer meat. So being a hunter in the game, in a PVE setting, being a hunter was actually worthwhile. It was lucrative. You could make good money hunting animals, fishing, stuff like that, and then selling your meats to a vendor. Yeah, good time. Okay. Gotta get my bearings. Where the fuck am I? That railroad track will run all the way back towards home. What's currently Cardinal? What town is this? Oh, I know where I'm at. Okay. I have found bearings. Oh, wait. Shit. Is that... I have not been to the airport on this server yet. I should go out there at some point. Don't know if I want to do that tonight. This morning. Technically morning for me. closes the main bill. Yeah, that's what it says. Alright, I need to keep my eyes open. We're looking for some of the typical vehicle spawns. Yeah, I may have to pick up the numbers a little bit. I've already been through a number of zones where there should have been a couple O vehicles. I'm gonna burn up my engine if I keep over revving like that. Following along the coastline. You know, there was, last time I played, there was a boat out here. I was very tempted to make a base on a boat. It's something I haven't done yet. And they've added some, since the last time I ran Deer Isle, they've added some boats to the area. Welcome in a viewer who has come in. Hello. Hello, viewer. Welcome to the apocalypse. I'm looking for a big-ass double tire for my cargo rig. Hello, viewers. Hello. Welcome in. I should check these wrecks on this bridge. That's what I should do. And then check the prison entrance up here. No. None of the vehicles I'm looking for. Is that BNP? Whoa. Oh, I was doing a Deer Isle drift there. Again, I have the trademark on Deer Isle drift. No one can take that. Okay. Don't see any vehicles of interest. Okay. We keep looking. If you're just stepping in, there's a banner up at the top of the screen, and that is for my late son Aza's ongoing St. Jude Children's Hospital campaign. If you feel like donating to something really cool, St. Jude Children's Hospital has made many breakthroughs in the fight against cancer, and they continue to do research, and children and their families that are being treated by St. Jude do not see a medical bill. They've been an amazing force for good in the world, and even if you don't feel like donating to it, you can give that link to somebody else. And if you can't, for whatever reason, use the link at the top of the screen, it's also in my profile information for both here and YouTube. But I'm just glad that you dropped in, no matter what you do. That guy is wearing a really big fucking pack. Dude! Oh, he's a stag zombie, that's why. Stag zombie. He's very hard to kill. I don't feel like messing around running him over for like 15 minutes. That's an exaggeration. It doesn't really take that long. Okay, over revving my engine again. Alright, let's check a couple more spots before heading back to what I'm currently calling home on this map. The place I chose to kind of be my home base for this server, at least for the moment, It's a cool little place by a lake that I always wanted to make a base by it. So I chose it this time around. It's about right cool. Let's swing up through here and double check to see if any vehicles have spawned in particular. Big ass cargo trucks with a wheel that I need. Because I did take that one cargo truck and remove it from its spawn location, it should cause another one to spawn soon, but you just never know for sure what spawn location it's going to choose. Neither of those vehicles will work for a wheel. Again, your static wrecks in the game, as long as they match your vehicle, they will sometimes have parts on them, even though they're not a fixable, usable vehicle. Mine I grabbed from right here. That's one spawn location for cargo trucks. This apartment complex right here, sometimes a little hatchback car called a Gunter will spawn back there. That's fine. Whoa, whoa. Derail drift, do you see that? It was perfect. Actually, let me scoop around behind here. We are in a town called Stonington. What an amusing name for a town. Stone. There are mods for the game where you can actually grow marijuana. You can literally just get stoned and stoned. Have a sizable plot farm in Stonington. I forget what the name of the mod is that allows you to grow that. It slips my mind. Sorry. No. There's another spot right around here in this location. Sometimes a hatchback type vehicle will also spawn here. And I mention all this, of course, because if you're a person that's new to DayZ or not as familiar with the map, it can take you a while to learn where potential vehicle spawns are. Everybody get down all at once. And I don't mean someone shooting. I'm just saying get down to the music. Alright, so this cool place that I chose for my base, at least for now, is right here on the edge of this lake. Mr. Condensasaurus, reptilian, maximally compressed. I'm running out of creative things to call you. What are you doing up past your bedtime? Old man. Ho, ho, ho. There it is. Old man. I'll have you know I'm being a late night youngster, which is a stupid excuse for what really happened, which is my health was fucking with me and I lost sleep last night, so I ended up sleeping a bunch this afternoon, and now I'm wide the fuck awake. Hooray! Anyway, this is the... I always thought this would be such a cool spot for a base, so I chose this little house to be at least my starting base. And fishing does work in DayZ. You can actually fish. So, you know, a house by a lake with a fishing pond. Alcoholic tincture. Can I add that to one of the ones I've already got? That one's full, and that one's partially full. That's alright, I'll keep it. Anyway, yeah, so what I do is I follow the advice of my neurologist and my pain people, and they say, you know, try to sleep, and if you can't, and basically try to sleep, and if you get to the point where you're laying there and you just can't sleep, don't lay there and continue to like stress yourself about trying to sleep, because it doesn't make any difference. Get up, do something until you feel able to relax again and go to sleep. That's part of my normal difficulties of what's going on with me and stuff. And I'm not whining about it. It just explains why my sleep schedule can sometimes be all over the place. I was actually up at 7, I guess it would be yesterday morning now. I was up at 7 a.m., 7:30 something, and that was only after a few hours sleep because I was basically having pain in my sleep. And so I just tried to have a normal day for as long as I could, and then finally turned into an absolute fucking zombie and just had to lay down and sleep. And that's my story on Commissar Sleep Method. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of standard sleep advice, to be honest. But the difference with people who have fibromyalgia or your lower back's destroyed or whatever is that the more you lay there trying to sleep and you can't, your body can sort of freak out and just things start to kind of snowball. And so you just get up, be functional, take something if you gotta take something, blah blah blah. Each person's journey with dealing with shit like that is different, but general advice, you're correct for almost anyone. But interesting when you are health challenged in certain ways. Outside of the irregular, that's good phrasing. My top is torn the fuck up again. Where's my duct tape? You can fix anything with duct tape, especially in DayZ. The fabric of the universe. You can fix it with duct tape, I'm pretty sure. My boots are trash. Do I have a leather repair kit? No, I'm out. Ooh, that's bad news. Can I fix that type of boot with... No, I can't. Damn. I gotta go shopping for footwear or something. I've been giving little base building tips for new people that are going to or have tried DayZ or just don't know. Oh, this purple pink ATV. I found this and fixed it up for the kid when he comes to play. He's gonna hate me for the color, but you know that's what I found. So there you have it. So these barrels that you find out in the wild. If you don't punch holes in them and turn them into a burn barrel, you can use them to accumulate rainwater. And rainwater is clean enough to drink. Don't try this in real life. Don't do that. But, yeah, so in DayZ, you can use these barrels. And as you leave them open, you'll see it starts to accumulate more and more water. And they actually hold a really large volume of water once you get them completely full. So if you have a base like this one out here, you can't drink the lake water and the sea water without boiling it, but you can set an open barrel like this and just leave it open, and when it rains in the game, it'll start to fill it up. That water is clean. You can also purify the water using tablets like these chelating tablets, or you'll find other types of tablets that you can put in water to purify it, so that you can drink it without getting, you know, horrible intestinal disease. Shit, what was I gonna do? I had a garden growing, but I left it unattended for too long, and it dissipated, and it went away, basically. So I thought I would start another garden. How about that? Gardening in a zombie apocalypse. This is a farming hoe. We will not make any jokes about that being referenced to a farmer's wife. We're going to go up here, and you have to do it on flat land. I think it's still that you have to do it on flat land. Let's try it down by the house. I don't think... The only disadvantage of this spot that I chose is that... Oh, wait, maybe it will. No, it's not going to let me. Yeah, it's too bad. But whenever the land is slanted, it won't let you place things very easily. You can't deploy tents. So there's a flat section up here that I've been using to do all that stuff. Let's make a garden in the zombie apocalypse. Yay! Here we go. Did that sound less than enthusiastic? It probably did. So I'm using my gardening hoe, my farming hoe, to create the garden plot. Do I have room to... No, I can put it in the truck. Truck has massive amounts of room. Point. Okay. Another thing that a lot of DayZ players don't know if they're just into the game for PvP, you start doing some of this PvE stuff, like making gardens and stuff like that. The one seed you want to try to get your hands on is a pumpkin seed. And the reason is, it is a self-replenishing seed. What I mean by that is, you plant the seeds, it grows pumpkins. When you slice up the pumpkins to make pumpkin slices to eat, it gives you more seeds. So it's an unending supply of pumpkin seeds. In fact, I think I still have some on my person right here. So we're gonna plant. Now, there is fertilizer in the game, so you can fertilize your garden plot. On the map Deer Isle, I find that it's rainy enough, like it's starting to rain again already, right now. Perfect timing. You can use fertilizer to make the plants grow faster and more abundant seed. I haven't found that you really need to do that, and you often do not need to water the ground of your garden either, because, as you can see, it's a rainy fucking map. And speaking of, I think we're going to cut some wood and get inside, because no doubt we're already getting soaked. But the raining will provide the water that the garden needs, or you can use water sources like this water bottle. I think there's still a little bit of water in it. You can water the individual seed plots, and they'll change color to show you that they're watered. You don't need to do that on Deer Isle very much. You really don't. It rains a lot. And I'll show you how you do the refilling of a water bottle from the water barrel down here that I have also. This has become a instructional DayZ game with chill music in the background. I hope you're enjoying. Okay, so when you go to refill like a water bottle from a water barrel that you have made, it's confusing because it'll say drain, but that really means fill the bottle. you're draining the water barrel into your water bottle or canteen, whatever you're using. And now you see as I'm aiming to it, it now has the option to pour, which is you can fill your water barrel faster if you don't like how fast it's filling due to the rain. But trust me, there's plenty of rain. Oh yeah, I was gonna grab some firewood. And now you get to see how to make a fire in a fireplace, which is a lot easier than making a, and I should say it this way. Now you're gonna see how to make a fire in a fireplace in a structure, as opposed to, having to craft a fireplace first. If you find a house that has a wood stove, you don't need to do anything but add wood, and then if you have, it's, I think I already have stuff in this one. No, I don't. You have to look at the stuff you're going to use, make sure it's not already damp from being in your clothing. This field jacket has sun protection against rain, so fortunately that stayed dry in the field jacket. And we have matches, and we light the fire. It's a lot easier than having to craft a fireplace by yourself. With the fireplaces in houses, you just have to add the materials and light it. There's also spots in these fireplaces and houses. If you look, there's a place where you can put stuff that you want to burn and destroy. So if you have something you just want to get rid of, you can throw it down here and it'll burn it up. You can put different types of kindling in here, and for fuel you can put different types of fuel. It wants firewood and it wants sticks. But up here you'll see smoking and cooking. The smoking slots are for making dried meats and dried foods. Those last longer, but they have no water value for dehydration. Cooking the meat creates cooked meat that is doesn't last as long. It will eventually go bad faster than dried meats, but it has a quotient of fluid, so it will help with dehydration too. Informational things about the zombie apocalypse in DayZ that are helpful to know so you don't fucking die. You'll see that I was in the rain and I got damp. You'll see a lot of my things are wet. In the case of my backpack, it's soaked, and I really hate how a military grade backpack gets soaked so quickly, but whatever. You can either wear this stuff and stand by a fire, and it will dry you off faster than just being out of the rain. You can take this stuff off. You can take a soaked item off or a wet item off, set it near the fire, and it will dry even faster. Personally, I get tired of taking all this stuff off all the time and dealing with it that way. Another way that you can deal with it is, and it's a little bit silly, your jacket can be completely packed full of inventory, but you can drag it into your hands and then back out of your inventory, and you'll see down in the lower left, you can wring out your clothing. And that will bring it down to a status that is just damp, and damp is not harmful to you. Damp will not make you that much colder. If you wear wet clothing in colder temperatures for very long, your character will get sick. You can do the same thing. You can wring out your pants. It's very silly because they're packed full of inventory items, but you can wring out your pants. You can wring out certain things, but you cannot wring out things like backpacks, hats, at least not solid hats. Like this armband, I can wring out the armband. And that just makes it damp, which doesn't really have a lot of detrimental value to you, so hooray. The more firewood you add to a fire, the longer it will run, of course. If the fire goes out because you weren't watching it and didn't add wood to it, you can grab some wood and it will give you the option to reignite it without having to use more matches or a drill kit, as they call it, to ignite the fire. I was showing you that you can like I want to get rid of this thing. There's still loot spawning in my house that I've chosen, and sometimes I just want it to be gone and repopulate some other type of loot. So you can see that it's taking more and more damage, and then it goes away. A fireplace is a great way of getting rid of shit that you don't want or don't need or is damaged, can't fix it, whatever your reason is. Rather than leaving the clutter around, which can take a while to despawn, you can just throw it in the inventory of a fire, and it will burn the shit out of it and make it go away. It will become ashes. Yeah, it's already degrading it. Did it stop raining yet? It stopped raining. Gardens in DayZ actually grow pretty fast. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back up the hill and and it's already started to grow some plant. We'll see. Let's take a look. I might be wrong. Nope, not yet. But you can see all of these have gone dark as if they've been watered. So I'd say within 30 minutes to an hour, there would be plants growing out of that. And then another 30 minutes to an hour, and you'd have pumpkins. And if you're logged out, they can last a fairly long time. You want to pull the pumpkins out and do something with them. Otherwise, they will just rot, and then eventually the garden itself will. The garden is only good for so many growth things, and your fertilizer, I believe, helps to prolong that. Yeah, it's just and making your own food in DayZ, it's actually a really good way to go. Grown food, as it should be, is usually very fulfilling, as usually both food and water. But it's just a great way to make sure that you always have food. There's certain types of stuff you can grow in a garden that instead of rotting, it turns into dried food, which again, dried food is good for hunger, but not necessarily great for hydration. But it does last a long time. Like pumpkin slices will often go to this. It looks horrible, but these pumpkin slices are edible. They're just dried pumpkin slices. And if you're playing on a server where it's generally cold all the time, that's actually good for food because it doesn't go bad as much. You can see these tomatoes have turned into dried tomatoes, and because they're chilly, they haven't gone the way of rotting yet. So some servers that you play on will have things like refrigerators that actually work, which is kind of cool because if they're plugged into a power source, they actually keep the food cold, and then the food lasts a long time. It's raining again. It's a very rainy map. It really is. I'm gonna go make my character stand by the fire and stop being goddamn soaking wet all the time. There was a small reprieve just for me to go out and show you that. Isn't that nice? Cinematic magic. Alright, we're gonna have to... I don't really want to mess with all this, taking all this stuff off. We're gonna just let the character stand here. Maybe I'll take off this, I'll get close to the fire and I'll take this pack off. It is really soaked. And so is my hat. If you are waiting for your character to dry off and you know it's going to be a while, you want to go AFK, you can hold down the period key, go to poses, and there's different poses that you can have. So you could sit by the fire. It doesn't really make any difference, other than it just kind of looks cool. It allows you to move your camera around to different angles when you're in one of the poses. Well, I hope everybody is having a good morning. If you're watching this now or in the future, I hope you're enjoying. Um, I decided to be a lot more instructional in this video, and I'll put instructional in the heading for the video. If you have people that are new to DayZ and are trying to learn some of these survival things or learn how to do more of the PVE side of DayZ, these videos are pretty cool for that. Cool music in the background. Maybe you're already asleep. I'm happy to send you to sleep. When you are in a pose, you can't access inventory and stuff like that. Let's get back up for a second and see. You can see it went from being soaked to wet. Same with the backpack. It just happens a little bit faster if you take stuff off and put it by a fire. Relatively close proximity. I think I better make my character drink. Oh, the bottle is over here in the backpack. Uh-oh, I didn't put enough wood in the fire. Tis okay. It will still provide... It'll still provide heat for a while. Nonetheless, I should probably go back out and chop a tree. This one, some of the smaller trees will just go right to firewood, so... Hurry up and run back in. Come on, pick it up. Pick that up. Thank you. Hopefully I can get back in there in time to still do the reignite thing. Yes. So without needing matches, your character just blows on the coals and gets it to relight, and it will relight. And I'm already wet again. Maybe screw it. I'll just bring them out. Oh, they just went to damp just right now. Nice. That's wet and that's fine. Boots are wet, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. Leave it alone. Let's see. Is the backpack... Nope, still wet, still wet. Some things take a while to dry off. Suppose I could go get more wood. That's only 2 logs. Is that a simple fishing rod? I bet we got it. What I usually do when I set up a base, and it's a good idea, just especially if you're playing with other people. A lot of times you get wet and sick, and you just want to get dried off as soon as possible. Create a storage next to your fireplace that you use or whatever, and just on your off time or whatever, load it up with firewood so that you don't have to go out and cut stuff in the rain or whatever. You know, things like that. Domestic duties in the zombie apocalypse. Oh, they're already down to damp, so that's good. Throw on the commissar hat. Is it still raining? It stopped. Again. Fantastic. Was there more wood? There was. No, there's not. I think there's more. Alright, done now. This is going to produce quite a bit more. The bigger the tree, basically. So that actually, yeah, not bad. That should be more than enough. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. or doing something. Apparently, watching this, or maybe you're multitasking. Maybe you're gestating. Maybe you're digesting food. Maybe you're coming up with a cure for herpes. Whatever you're doing, thanks for dropping in and being here while I've been playing this zombie apocalypse game called DayZ. And here we are, the start of plants. And it gives you the option when the plants start to grow, you can pull them out and plant something else. If you decide, oh wait, no, I wanted tomatoes. You know, maybe you're a picky chef. Who knows? Whatever the situation. It takes a while for them to grow out, and then eventually they will produce whatever they're supposed to produce. Another good one is cucumbers. Those are a good one. One cucumber in your inventory can last you quite a while as far as food goes. Alright, let's run back down to the house down here and park ourselves. Alright, close the door. And let's exit. And I am approaching my mark in time where I wanted to stop the streaming. And so let's go to the screen. So yeah, I occasionally do these DayZ videos, and sometimes I'm playing, sometimes I'm more instructional. If you look at my videos and you see helpful tips, instructional, whatever, those are the ones that you want to watch to help you learn things about the game. If you're a new person or somebody that just... There's a lot of things I didn't learn in DayZ until I was several years in. Things that I didn't... Sometimes you don't know what to search for in a YouTube video. There is plenty of YouTube videos out there for, you know, being a new player in DayZ or whatever. I find that even those don't go into a lot of the nuances. It's actually a very involved game with a lot of complexity. There's so much that can be done on the PVE or survival side of the game that many people just never learn. So I try to point out those things as I realize that. But anyway, I appreciate everybody being here. I always do. I didn't give any warning through my normal channels that I was going to jump on. It's a late stream for me, so people can catch this in the VOD later. You can watch my videos on Twitch after the fact, or I also send them over to YouTube on my YouTube channel. All those links are in my profile. But thanks for being here, and I do mean it every single time. And thank you, Bludgeon, for the subscription tonight. I appreciate that. And I will be back again. I'm trying to stream twice a week now. I don't always manage that, but I'm gonna give it the old college whirl. That doesn't really sound very good, does it? No. Anyway, let me find a really cool place to send you all off to, and in this ending screen, please enjoy the music while I find someone to raid and throw you all at. Okay, bye.
thank you for the raid, Commissar. Not a whole lot to watch. I am learning how to play this game, and I'm very bad. So, you're gonna have a great time watching mediocrity.
I'm behind Victor. Teammate here. This teammate can